Hi, it's Keith Townsend from the CTOadvisor.com. We'll preview Network Field Day 15 Gigamon, my fourth Tech Field Day event. You can check Tech Field Day events out at www.techfieldday.com. Live events where we do, I call it a vendor crawl, where they pull in 12 influencers or bloggers, and Tom Hollingsworth and the crew take us around to listen to sponsors give us the whole technical spiel of their products. Deep technical dive. So you might be asking, hey Keith, you're not really a networking guy. Why are you doing Network Field Day? Well, they like to mix it up with some of us generalists, but believe me, some really deep technical folks will probably drive the conversation as deep as you can get it. I normally do videos highlighting each vendor before the actual event and giving you an idea of who they are and what they do. This vendor, Gigamon, it's kind of hard to do a preview of Gigamon when we already know, if you're a networking person, you know what Gigamon does. They're, the tap people. For, they probably complain and say, we're way more than taps. We're a platform. Security, data management was a good phrase. Maybe not data management, but data visibility, I think, is a better term. The ability basically to see raw network data, analyze that data for either security, in some cases real time, other places analytical, so we can dump that data into Splunk and do some deep dives into it. So traditional data center play historically. However, the data center is changing. You guys know I talk about the hybrid cloud or the hybrid infrastructure quite a bit. And Gigamon has to adapt and has been adapting. Visit their webpage, they are actually promoting a product that gives some insight into AWS and AWS instances. So AWS is a really interesting thing. You guys saw my last video in which we talked about ARP and AWS. There's no layer 2. Gigamon kind of lives at that layer 2, layer 1 area where they can capture the raw data, pass that along for data analysis. That doesn't exist in public cloud for the most part. Not AWS, not Azure, not Google. Maybe vCloud Air a little bit. So if I don't capture that raw layer 2 traffic from VM to VM, what exactly is Gigamon offering in the cloud environment? And when it comes to hybrid, how do I correlate data or leverage Gigamon to do the things that I've done in traditional data center environments when I'm a Gigamon customer, where I can take these raw flows, perform some deep packet analysis across that flows, or use it for security monitoring. You know what? That sounds like an interesting set of conversations. What value does a company like Gigamon offer in the cloud, and what cool tools can they give us to make our cloud journey that much less painful, if possible? So I'm pretty excited, if you can tell by the tone of my voice. Gigamon, great company in the enterprise traditionally. How have they started to morph and transform for the public cloud? You can check out, again, Tech Field Day, Network Field Day videos live next week. Techfieldday.com. Look for Network Field Day 15. You can follow the thread or the conversation on Twitter. NFD15 is the hashtag. You can post questions. We'll post those questions to the various vendors. You can find me and more about me on the web, thectoadvisor.com. You can follow me on Twitter at CTOadvisor. And again, subscribe to the podcast. Maybe by next week, there will be a couple of new episodes. Talk to you guys next chat.